All right. Let's have a crack at this pen preferences thing that KenchanKrafts started. I've been putting it off because I couldn't think of certain answers, and I thought maybe I didn't have kind of, in a way, enough experience to answer some of them. But it is my pen preferences. And yeah, I haven't really had very much other kind of pen content, and I was dying to do some pen content. So here we are. We're doing pen preferences. So, flat tops or cigar shape is the first question. And originally, I was really only drawn to flat tops. Cigar shapes just kind of, to me, looked old fashioned in a way, kind of like this looked a bit classy, and I don't really see myself as, I see myself more as kind of a quirky, funky person than a classy person. So I wasn't really attracted to the cigar shapes. I did. This was probably my first cigar shaped pin that I can recall, and it was only because I got a really good deal off Buy Sell Trade, and I really like it, but it was still, it's not my preference. And then I saw this thing across the room at a pin show, and I was like, I love the color of this. I love the shape of this. This pin is nuts. And then after that, that seemed to kind of just open the floodgates, and it didn't matter. And I was able to order more, cigar-shaped pins. So I'm going to say, I'm going to try and write like a normal person. Sorry if this takes a while. At first, flat. Later, either. So yeah, it doesn't matter. I just have to find the pen attractive, I guess. Gold or silver trim. That depends on the resin. Like I am not attracted to the tortoise with silver trim, and I wasn't attracted to the cobalt with gold trim. I mean, it didn't come in gold trim at the time, but I would have preferred the silver trim. It just, I don't know. It depends on the resin, to be honest with you. So let's see. Depends on the resin. Wow, this is hard to write at this angle. Posted or unposted? That also depends on the pen. So for a sailor, posted. I used to post everything. When I first started, I was posting Twisbees and squirting ink all over myself. If it couldn't post, I didn't want it because I have a tendency to lose things. And I was so afraid of losing the caps to the pins because I've done that with kind of cheaper pins. So I was terrified of that. And then I got this like a toothbrush holder guy, and now I can do that. At first, posted only. Now with Dino either. All right. And I have one of these by my bed and one of them downstairs because I use these all the time. Cartridge converter or internal fillers. I prefer cartridge converter. I do have internal fillers. I've recently started buying Asvine V126s because you can take off the section and actually, let me show instead of twisting the air. You can unscrew the section and give it a thorough clean. So the thing that has kept me from doing a Pilot Custom 823 is that I see all these people kind of complaining that there's ink that they can't get out, and that would stress me out. So I haven't gone down the hole, but there's the 743, that's cartridge. So I'm going to say prefer cartridge, can do internal. prefer. Oh, God, sorry. Can do internal if I must. Bottled ink or samples. I recently made a decision to get rid of the bottles that I am not really using those inks. They're not my favorites. I only want favorites as bottles. And so samples is my answer. I took all my bottles and made, I think there's 100 and something samples in here out of them to kind of give away. And I kept a sample for myself of each of those. But bottled ink is just for favorites. And I've got about 300 samples. Samples. I want to try everything. I want to try everything. Oh, not the neighbors again. Bottles of faves only. Okay. Subtle or flashy? Well, I would consider these subtle. So I do like those. And then there's this side of me. Actually, so both, I guess. Yeah. Both. Leaning towards flashy. Because I think I acquired the subtle ones quite a while ago. The rest of them I've acquired since. Ink window or no ink window? I only have one pen that applies to. And without an ink window, I think I probably would have not got it. So I'm going to have to say ink window. I mean, so this, I can see through where the ink is. That's the AdMock M800. I like that pen. But yeah, I don't have enough experience with pens that wouldn't have an ink window. Like the new kind of the Pelicans that you can't see through or anything like that. I don't have the experience with that. Twist cap or snap cap? This is a good question. I'm going to say twist cap. I do love this. Like, this is so satisfying. But I have this 20p, Franklin Christoph 20p, and you can words. You can fill it with ink, but I keep forgetting that this is a pop cap, and I keep unscrewing it. So that would be a humongous disaster, and we're not going to do it. So I'm going to say twist cap, because that's what I'm used to, and I'm so afraid of screwing that one up. I'm just going to be using cartridges or converters with it. Twist cap. Because of eyedroppering. That's the word. Eyedropper potential accidents. Gold nibs or steel nibs? Okay, so this is where this is the question I got stuck on, all this time I've been considering doing this. These are all my gold nib pens. These two have 21 karat. They're both sailors. That's a 14 karat sailor. They're all medium fine. I tried a medium. I wasn't into it. I think medium fine is my sailor point. This is a fine pilot. This is a fine pilot capless. And this is a medium platinum. None other than these are kind of different. These are really nice. They're really nice and smooth. I don't know. I'm fine with my Yovo as well, so I don't really think that the experience with these makes me reach for them over steel. And maybe there's just some gold nib out there. I tried some Pilot custom made 2.3s yesterday, actually, and they're really, really nice. And it is on my list to get a Pilot custom 743 or something somewhere down the line. But I'm okay with my steel nibs as well. I don't really prefer one or the other. I think that I like my steel nibs because I have kind of grinds on them and I can swap them out into various pins, and I find that handy. So maybe, I don't know. I'm just going to say no preference. No preference. Like, this is a steel nib. This is lovely. Basic nib grinds or custom grinds? Oh my gosh, custom grinds all the way. I write at a weird angle, and I can only write caps because otherwise I spell things wrong. And custom nib grinds makes my handwriting more interesting to me. I feel like it gives my handwriting some flair. Planner or journaler? I'm both. I would get fired without a planner. And I have been journaling for years and years. Would get fired without my planner. Because I have a terrible memory. And so if I put it in my planner, I know to do it. And to the point where the people that work with me wait for me to write in my planner when they tell me something without planner. And I've journaled for years. Okay, Old Tomoe River or Sands and Paper? Well, Old Tomoe River, obviously. I love the Old Tomoe River paper. I have hoarded it. I have a ton of it. Bizarrely, I've been writing in these Midori grids all year this year. I'm not quite sure what's up with that. But I liked the 2024 Sanzen. I'm so glad I missed the 2025 Sanzen because that whole situation was a train wreck. So I'm just going to say Old Tomoe River. I'm actually kind of shocked that Hobonichi hasn't said anything yet about their Tomoe River. I'm recording this on the 20th of July. Soft or stiff gold nibs? Now, I think that these two are kind of soft. They're they're bouncy. And then I have tried vintage nibs that are soft, and so I'm gonna say either because I think my sailors are stiff and I like their feedback. So, shade, sheen, or shimmer? Shade. I'm not a super fan of sheen unless it's black. I'll put sheen if it's black. Sheen if subtle. You know, where it's just kind of sheening around the edges. Or black. Shimmer, I just really struggle with. I don't know how Karina does it because I will write with shimmer and it'll go bleh in the first two lines and then no shimmer for the rest of the page. And I don't know how she does it in like extra fines. Brand names or custom maker pens. I think brand. Right now I'm on a custom. I'll just say right now. I'm on a custom maker pen kick. But I do want a Pilot. Because I think I might have to sell my... So I love the nib in my capless, but because I tend to write like this at this angle, I don't have control over it. It makes my handwriting look really awful. Limited editions or standard editions. This one's easy. Standard editions. I don't know. I'm not a limited edition person. That makes it valuable. That makes it so I'll lose it. Also, I don't like to have to compete for things. So I don't want to be like hovering over my keyboard trying to get the limited edition thing. I don't know. I don't like it. It's not my thing. New or used pins. Both. And I prefer to buy used because usually the kinks are all worked out. So did I buy? I think I've bought every single one of my Estes, and I have 4 used. Yeah, I think a couple of my Franklin Christophs. You know, I'll buy used if somebody's not using that pin, and that's the pin I really like. You know, I get a deal. I'm guessing, and usually I'm right, that they've ironed out all the kinks. And yeah, so I'll buy used if possible. But I'm the same way with a lot of things. Demonstrators or non-demonstrators? Demonstrators. If piston or vac preferred, not with cartridge. Till somebody makes it. I mean, I think there was that painted cartridge that was in the one of the Estes. That was cute. But yeah, and Sailor's got the colored knobs. I don't know why people haven't, like, nobody's kind of gone and said, hey, I'm going to make some sexy international converters. That's a missed opportunity right there. Pin and ink matching or doesn't matter. So matching for the most part quite often, but like I have not found the perfect ink to match this. Right now I've got Apricot in it by Schneider, and that's actually working really well. So I've decided this is a kind of whatever ink pen. And this pen, for some unknown reason, I can put just about any color in here. Last inking, I had this, which is a very olivey green, and it was fine. I'm fine putting kind of just about any ink in that pen. So matching most times. And part of it is that I think I mentioned I had a bad memory because of, if I pick up a pin, I can kind of know what the color is going to be in it-ish because of bad memory. Now, vintage or modern? Modern. Vintage has a lot of faff to it. Like, so I was going to take a vintage restoration class, and then my eye problems happened. Had I been able to do that, and I knew how to fix everything myself and deal with it all myself, then I probably would have gone down the vintage rabbit hole. But because I can't do it all myself, yeah, I'm not into vintage. But the nibs, man, the nibs and vintage pins are lovely. Modern due to faff with vintage. And that's it. That's my 20 pin preferences. Thank you, Lau at KenchanKrafts. I will link his video. I don't know whether he's got a playlist. I know a couple people have done this. Like, I think Little Coco Studios did it. And somebody else put it on the screen, did it. But I'll see if there's a playlist. Whatever there is, I will link. This is actually kind of fun, and I'm glad that I did it. Bye.